Cardinals, some things change for their team, but some things just stay the same, as the old saying goes.
It's football time.
Alrighty, what's going on? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Sports, everything on this channel. I'm host Antonio. Today, we're talking about the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals have been on a 3-game losing streak, losing to the 49ers, the Seahawks,
Prepare yourself, Rabbit. I'm a-coming over the wall. You'll pay for this, farmer.
and then also the Titans that they gave up a 21-6 lead at the fourth quarter. But the Cardinals, Jonathan Gannon was seen in the face of Demicardo, and also was afterwards fined by the Cardinals $100,000 by the front office for that obscene gesture he showed to his running back, which I don't blame him. That's way out of line, hitting the guy. I don't mind you scolding out the player for an action like that, but hitting him, that's just way out of line. But the question is, who is to blame for the Cardinals' 3-game losing streak? I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Before we do, if y'all do enjoy this video, do me a favor, smash the button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. For now, let's talk about the Cards. So, I don't think this blame is necessarily on one guy. I think it's on the entire team altogether. Because every time that they lose to a division rival, whether that's Seattle or San Francisco, they collapse after that. It's just what they've been. After they lost to Seattle when they were 6-5 last year, they went on to lose 7 of 5 of their last 7 games. And when I look at the Cardinals, this is a very similar thing happening again. You not only lose to the 49ers on a game-winning field goal and also the Seahawks also on a game-winning field goal, but you gave up a 21-6 lead against the worst team in the NFL, the Tennessee Titans. And Demicardo, I think, is part to blame for that specific game because we've already seen a few dropped turns into the end zone. We saw that with Adonai Mitchell with the Indianapolis Colts, and now we see it with Demicardo in the Cardinals. But here's the thing: I was never a believer in the Cardinals. I was never a believer. Did I think they would have had a chance to make some noise? Yes, but I kept on warning them. If they lost to Seattle, as they often do, they eventually collapse after that. After they beat them for the first time, were 6-4 or 6-5, one of the two. Went on to lose 5 of their last 7 games and eventually missed the playoffs, thanks to the Carolina Panthers. But when I look at this team, Cardinals just need to reset on everything if this season doesn't work. Each of the 2 years under Jonathan Gannon have been losing seasons. And if he goes for a third straight losing season, I'm thinking about firing him and maybe bringing in John Harbaugh. Because John Harbaugh may not have his job in Baltimore much longer, or maybe even Mike Tomlin, as a matter of fact. Because the Cardinals, they can do whatever they want at their positions. It doesn't change the fact they are still one of the worst teams in the century. Because although they made a Super Bowl a few years ago, they, of course, got owned by San Antonio Holmes in that one. But they've had 8 playoff victories in 100 years. 8 playoff victories in a 100-year history. That's freaking insane. And only that, they are just constantly just continue to find ways to lose. It was a game against the San Francisco 49ers. You had the chance to run down the clock. Couldn't do that. Mac Jones went on to go ahead and score the game-winning field goal. Then against Seattle, you get the touchdown, but your defense cannot do their job, and Seattle gets their game-winning field goal there. Then against Tennessee, you lose a 21-6 lead with your game clearly in the bag. Demicardo could have put the icing on the cake, but decided to fumble the ball. Like, you haven't seen this story before. But The Cardinals need to get their act together or they're going to miss the playoffs again because this Cardinals team is already not looking up to the expectations that was given to them. And I was not one of the people giving them this hype. So to me, I'm not happy with this result. But the Cardinals, y'all need to get your dang act together or someone's going to get fired. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do you guys think is to blame for the Cardinals' 3-game losing streak? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, do me a favor. Smash the button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Ciao for now.